plug the social media first.
Let's do it. You can follow us, 4 Men and a Little Podcast, on Twitter and Instagram at 4 Men Podcast. That's the number 4 Men Podcast. You can find our podcast wherever amazing podcasts are found. And, join us on Facebook too.
Oh, yes, Facebook. Yes. So you're going to get that Xbox, Nick?
I don't know, man. I was like, I'll play a game with my friends. I got a little time now. We're all in our houses. I haven't left in weeks. I could interact with people. And then I went on eBay and it's like, don't want to buy a used Xbox for $100. Then I got to buy the game. I was just like, I don't know about this. It's a used Xbox. That's a good buy.
Shit. Yeah.
For Xbox One?
Yeah.
$100?
Yeah.
Shit, what?
I mean, it's on eBay. You'll go for it, if you want one.
We have them.
Yeah. Marcus might have multiple. I don't know.
He's had multiple.
Yeah. Right? Anybody could tell you that it's a good system. It's Marcus.
Hold on a second. What's that? Deborah gave away an Xbox.
Oh, see?
Jesus.
So I don't know if I'll buy one. At the moment, I was like, I would play Streets of Rage. I like the old video games, and then I went on eBay and I was like,
How fast is your internet?
I got great internet because I got rid of Time Warner.
Streets of Rage is fantastic.
I have RCN internet. It's not FiOS, but it's as fast as non-FiOS gets.
I have Spectrum, and they just raised the rates. So.
That's Time Warner. Yeah, they just changed the name because everybody hated Time Warner. They're just like, let's call it Spectrum. Maybe people won't notice. Some people don't notice. They're like, oh, I changed to Spectrum. Like, they didn't change anything but the name.
It's still Time Warner.
It's still the old infrastructure. There's still a guy over at the hub of the servers dialing it up. Just splicing more cables to different houses. Speaking of Time Warner, let's jump into that. There's a transition for you. Warner Brothers, this is the big news, is going to release the Snyder Cut of Justice League after years, probably, right? When did the movie come out? 2018?
What the fuck are you doing?
Playing with my lip.
Yeah, that's cool. So I am just like, for years, people are like, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And I'm always just like, why? Who gives a shit? But now that everyone's locked inside, HBO and Time Warner's like, well, I can't make movies. Let's give them their Snyder Cut. It's going to be almost the same movie, except, I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys, but like Joss Whedon took over. He did the Avengers. I've never liked the Zack Snyder movie except for the remake of Dawn of the Dead. So I'm just like, so you want a worse cut of the movie? Who are these people who like Zack Snyder? I don't know.
Yeah, who are these fucking people? Who? Marcus, I'm looking at you.
I mean...
I feel like you and Zaborski are the only ones that seem to like Zack Snyder.
I love the Watchmen book, and I saw the movie, and I'm just like, you just put silly music and a poop joke in? I could have made this.
I thought Watchmen.
Give me the money, it would have been better.
I thought Watchmen might have been his best work.
Right, but I watched Sucker Punch. And as we're leaving, my buddy Al Brown was like, Sucker Punch. This is the feeling I got for spending my fucking money on seeing this movie. I finally watched Sucker Punch on one of the streaming services. I didn't finish it.
It was basically
I finished almost every movie.
Well, that's actually a good transition. It's like a video game. It's been a while since I saw Sucker Punch, but I remember leaving thinking like it was like Nazi zombies at some point, right? And it looked like 3 or 4 like main video games that were being played right at that moment in that year.
Right, because it's
basically what this movie was about was those video games.
It's an action movie in which 3 women who are like, I don't know if they have dilute.
They're in a mental institution.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Museum coming to life on you?
They're in a mental institution. They're in a mental institution, and they're supposed to like perform for the the head doctor or something like that. Like they bring over like these like investors, and they are supposed to like perform in front of them.
Jesus
while
Christ, are you
dancing.
still talking about this fucking movie?
And
Oh my
yeah,
God, even your description's boring of it.
But it's all in their heads, right? But it's like
yeah,
it's
all
obvious
in
from the
their
beginning
heads.
they're all delusional. There's not
Yeah,
really
it's all in
Nazis.
their heads. So, yeah, the whole thing is all in their heads, and it's like a figurative of like what's going on.
Right.
So
That's such an old movie trick. There was a famous silent film that revolutionized it called The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and it was the big surprise ending that, oh shit, he's in a mental institution. Everything's not all crazy. There isn't a crazy murder on the loose. This is just somebody who's lost connection with reality. So now any movie, at least for me, when I see, oh, they're in a mental institution, that's my first thought is like, is this all in someone's head? And like, that's why I wasn't surprised at the beginning, Shutter Island, people are like, it blew my mind. I'm like, no, it's totally obvious from the beginning. Like, they're going into an old mental institution. Obviously someone's crazy and this is not happening.
Yeah.
But that's
I
just
enjoyed
me,
Sucker
because I saw
Punch.
the
I
movie
thought it
from,
was. I enjoyed it. I actually.
I'm about to boot you from this fucking Zoom
Who, me?
conference. No, Chaz, how do you like that movie?
what Shutter
It was
Island or Sucker
entertaining.
Punch?
Sucker Punch.
It was fun to watch.
Look, it's very flashy. I actually just realized Zack Snyder, one of the first things he did was directed a music video by Soul Asylum, and I love the song, and I watched the music video. It's one of the worst music videos I've ever seen because it's just them playing music in a room, but the cuts are so crazy fast, and it's just flashing lights and cuts, and I'm just like, but nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, there's an old man who gets pushed down the stairs in slow motion. I'm just like, this is the push down the thing in 300. He's like slow motion pushing people over.
What song?
Soul Asylum, Somebody to Shove. I love the song, but they have way better music videos. Like they have that song Runaway Train where they have clips of like milk cartons of like kids who went missing.
Yeah, fucking that is a sad, disturbing, depressing music video.
Yeah.
Right, they have
Yeah.
a music video. They have a music video that they made with Clerks for the Clerks movie where they're like, there's hockey being played on the roof and they're playing in the parking lot. They have a video called Misery where it's like the assembly line creating CDs, and like Misery is the music industry. They have a lot of, there's one with Claire Danes. She becomes like an angel in the end. They have some really creative music videos. This one's just them in a room with flashing quick cuts. And I'm just like, wow. It could have.
He's no Michelle Gondry.
No. That guy's great. Wonder what he's doing these days.
Not enough.
He's probably carefully paper macheing an entire set in his house right now to make a movie.
Right?
It could be.
He's fun. He's fun to watch. What was it? Be Kind, Rewind.
Great
That was
movie.
fun.
Yeah.
Is that with Mos Def and Jack Black?
Yeah.
He also did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and he did this movie.
Was he the one who did the one? Oh, wait, was Eternal Sunshine? That was that Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kate Winslet. I love that movie.
Yeah, like the one scene where it's like going around and like they kept changing clothes and it was just one continuous shot. So like they had to change in between once the camera was off them. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Apparently, he has a TV show right now that he directs called Kidding, starring Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
It's a Showtime show, right?
Yeah, I've never
That's
seen
actually not a bad show.
I don't have the Showtime. I do have HBO. That's where the Snyder Cut's being released.
Yeah, HBO Max.
Yeah, so
Everybody's just excited to see more DC, you know?
yeah, I really liked.
Not
you guys might
not Ruby Rose.
Who's Ruby Rose? Batwoman?
Batwoman, yeah.
Why'd she quit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. She
I
fucking
didn't know.
bounced. Season 1. Season 2 was picked up. She fucking left.
So who's the new Batwoman?
No, yeah. It was just announced that like a day, like literally like a day or two ago, or a day ago, she
I
quit.
wonder why she quit.
No one said anything yet.
Speculation is that during season 1 she was injured, that she probably doesn't want to go through that filming process again.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, she was in John Wick 2, right?
Yeah.
One of the John Wicks I saw.
Was that her and
I
John
think
Wick?
she was in one. Was she in one? I feel
I
like I
can't think
lost
of
you.
it. No.
I don't remember. I
gonna
thought it
look
was
right
2.
now.
I thought it was 2.
It could be. You know, everybody wants to play a superhero in a movie, right? And have your own action figure. Like, that's the dream. But it's actually not fun. Like, Robert Downey Jr. kept trying to quit. And they kept being like, no, just a little longer, just a little more. And he's like, all
Just
right. But this time, I'm just not wearing a suit in this movie. What's that?
So they just kept on backing up that truck full of money.
Yeah. And, but, you know, he would have to, for the Iron Man movies, he'd have to spend hours in, like, a green screen room just talking to himself and, like, looking around at nothing and pretending there were, like, meters and stuff around him. And it's like,
I'd do that for $50 million.
yeah, I would do it for a lot of money too. But if you're being offered by another movie, you know, to, like, kiss beautiful women, in this one you're in a room looking around like crazy, like, you'd be like, oh, I'll take that one for the same money.
The amount of money he made from Iron Man does not compare to the other films that he had.
Oh, you don't think he made the same in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
No.
He definitely made less at Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Not even. Not even close.
But
I like that movie. I like that movie
it's
a lot.
great movie. Without that movie, he would have never been Iron Man.
I think that's why he took it. It's been a while, but I think there was an interview where he went and saw like a superhero movie with his kid and he was like, I could be a superhero. So, but studios didn't trust him, so he had to do some like smaller movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang for them to start trusting him with someone like Iron Man.
He people had to pay for his own insurance. Like, usually a production's insured, but because he was a risk because of being arrested and drugs and stuff, he had to buy his own insurance. And someone bought it for him once, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I want to say it was Travolta. Was he in a movie with Travolta? I don't remember.
What is that noise?
Which one?
Chaz is listening to something. You can see it on his stupid face.
But
What is that noise?
I'm not watching anything.
You definitely are.
Headphones work again. It's super weird. They just cut out like crazy. That's why it looked
I mean, my
crazy.
TV's on. I was playing Spider-Man before I signed on, but it's paused, so I'm not watching it.
Cool.
Are you playing Spider-Man now?
What
Not
machine
now,
do you
no.
use to play Spider-Man?
PS4.
Can I get that for the same price as an Xbox One?
Not if it's $100.
How much is a PS4?
No,
Same price. Probably
Yeah.
Everything's
more
$100?
expensive. It's probably more than that.
probably.
That's
I'd say probably 130, 150. You could probably get one for.
Shawn, I think you were there when I was like, I want to say I was 8. I saved up all my money and I bought a Nintendo at Toys R Us, and it was $100 even. And I go to cash out, and I've got piles of pennies. Like, this is all the money I saved my entire life up at that point, right? And the woman's like, that'll be 108. And I'm like, it said 100. That's 108. She said tax. I'm like, what's tax? My mom's trying to explain to me the government. I'm like, oh, why? I don't understand. My mom paid the tax.
I was gonna say, like, you can't get to that point. And
She felt so bad. She couldn't, like, she was teaching me a lesson to save up, but then she, like, forgot to teach me about taking my money.
pay the tax.
So she felt so bad because I had been saving and saving, and I was just like, all is lost.
Right?
Just go buy 10 action figures. Fuck this thing.
Right?
I'm never gonna be able to afford a
spend
game other than Duck Hunt and Mario.
Burger Time.
Burger time.
That was
I'm
mine.
relying on Chaz to come over with a third game so we
Yeah.
can play.
Yeah, because he didn't have a system.
You didn't have a system. Yeah.
But he had the game. That was and then
I-
someone
Same thing
why
happened
wouldn't
to
it be
Chaz.
ra-
He's like,
did it,
tax! Fuck this. Give me burger time.
I literally
No.
don't know.
No,
how
it was
that
was a
your
gift.
uncle, right?
Yeah.
Didn't your uncle own like some sort of like pawn shop or some sort of something like that?
happened. Yeah.
Uncle
Well, so so this is where it gets a little funny. Is that my so that uncle is not my uncle. It was basically my dad's best friend.
That counts as uncle in my book.
He does,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, that counts. But I was under the impression that he was.
Chaz, I hope
It
this isn't
wasn't-
news to you, Chaz, but you're adopted.
Well,
I'm just kidding, man.
Damn, damn, Nick.
obviously, but
I'm just teasing you, man. I'm just teasing you.
he is not part of the family, basically.
Right.
And but no, but yeah, I don't know what he did. He did something with like electronics or some sort of work, and yeah,
That's
he
way
basically
off.
he's like, all these kids like these games. Here's this game, and so I had it, and I was like, I can't play it. So, well, maybe your friends have it. So,
Checks out.
yeah.
So I was trying to clean my apartment the other day.
Did you fail?
How'd that work?
Well, I almost failed. Actually, the first time I failed, because my roommate left. He's gonna be gone till the quarantine's over, but he locked the dustpan in his fucking bedroom. And I was about to go to like CVS to just buy a new one, but I'm like, the fuck are we gonna do with 2 dustpans? I have a lockpick kit. I already have a lockpick kit.
I got one too to like practice during this whole quarantine.
Yeah,
Did it work? Did you YouTube it and
I should have YouTubed
It
it.
takes practice, is what it takes.
But I didn't want him to know, and I'm like, well, he's not going to listen to the show. He's not the best of roommates.
It also gives you something to do, man. I gotta tell you, if I had a locked door right now in my lockpick kit, I'd be like, let's learn how to do this.
Yeah, man. It took a little bit of time, but I got the dustpan. I locked it, shut it behind me, so he's none the wiser.
nice?
Yeah, that was great.
Someone
I
accomplished
bet you
something
felt
this
very
week.
accomplished.
I took the rest
You
of the
did,
day
right?
off.
He's like, I fucking picked this lock.
In
Dude, I
this
took
situation,
the rest of the day
Okay.
off, man. I was like, I'm done. Grab an 18-pack, sit down.
The Mission Impossible theme song is playing through Shawn's head while he's picking the lock.
it's so crazy, right? Like I used to work 12 hours a day and then commute and like make dinner and then be like, I gotta get something else done. Now I'm like, I posted a tweet recommending a movie for the day. Like I podcasted with my friends, right? Like I played video poker for a couple hours. Like it's not doing anything.
Yeah, man. Like these days have been like Chaz. Yesterday, he's like, "Yo, what's the code? How do I get into the meeting?" And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, I thought it was Thursday. Everything blurs
Dude.
together."
Yeah, he didn't even, he's
Dude.
working every day, doesn't even know what day it is.
Dude, I did that the whole day yesterday. Even during work, I was like, yeah, just tomorrow, when everyone is like, because we get a half day like on Friday for like before the holiday. And you're like,
You
yeah,
just checked out of work half hour day early.
and I'm just like the whole time, they're like,
Chaz.
it's Wednesday, Chaz. And I'm like, God damn it. And like, I forgot. And
So, it's a good thing they didn't do what Jim did to Dwight Schrute in The Office. And I'm like, halfway through the day on Friday, you're like, or on Thursday, you're like, see you guys on Monday. Just fucking laugh.
dude.
What do you do? Set his clocks ahead? I don't
No,
remember that episode.
Dwight thought it was Friday, but it was Thursday. So Jim was like, huh. So he'd be on
Let's
like
keep this
purposely
going
on
all
phone
day.
calls. He's like, well, we can't order it today because it's Friday, but Monday we'll be able to ship it out for you. And, make sure, and everyone,
Right, he just reinforced that he was right about the day when he wasn't.
yeah.
His calendars are pesky. They're tricky.
Oh, they really are. If it wasn't for like the podcast, it's like I need a reason. Or like Marcus would be like, "Hey, let's play some video games." It's like I don't have a reason to just like get up. Like I'm just laying in bed. I'm like, I don't have to do anything today because there's nothing to do.
What's the temperature there, Shawn?
Oh, man, it's like 76. It's so cold.
Really?
It's kind of cold here because it's cold for May in New York. In my apartment, it's 68 because it's only like in the 50s outside.
And we're gonna need some.
Really? It's only 50 down there?
It's only
58.
50 in the city?
Or
like-
it was 50
it's like-
something, yeah.
It was like, it's been 70 the last few days.
You bastards.
Mid-70s the last few days here.
Yeah, and it's
Well,
and it's gonna
I'm
be
chilly.
70
I'm
the
just
next
like,
few
why is it only 68 in my
And
home?
actually, I
Light
think,
matches.
over the next week it's supposed to get up to 80.
Most
Damn.
definitely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be 80 here for the Memorial Day. Monday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really, really nice over the. Well, actually, no. I'll
Oh.
change that. The temperature's supposed to be good.
At least you won't be able to do
Well,
anything. for
Memorial
this.
Day here, the high is 70.
Oh no, it's 84.
Should be sunny. It's supposed to rain all weekend and high of 70 on Monday.
Is that this Monday?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, seriously, Nick. Like, could
We're-
you and Deborah
I mean-
just rent a car and drive up to like Western New
we-
York?
We could, but then it's like then we rent a house and then the whole thing.
Airbnb.
We're trying to save money instead of renting an additional house. Our
That's a good idea.
lease goes until February 28th. So
You guys gonna
we
move?
just re-signed it when this whole we're planning on leaving.
New York? Or are you guys gonna?
We just started looking at houses outside of the city because for a mortgage we could pay. It'd be a longer commute. It'll take us an hour to get to work, probably, or maybe a little more, and same to get home. But for what we're paying for an apartment, we could pay on a mortgage for like a 3-4 bedroom house.
That makes sense. There you go.
Why don't you guys just come on out here to Los Angeles?
I mean, that's a mortgage, but after we put a shitload down too. Like it's still expensive as fuck. But
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I can only imagine the houses outside of New York have got to be insane.
within an hour of the city, you can't get a 3-bedroom house for like under 400, 500,000. And that's a shitty one with like the ceiling falling in and stuff.
Oh wow.
So
you're dodging my question here, Nick.
why don't we go to LA? Look, if Deborah worked in LA, she's inquired about, because they have a California office, she's inquired in the past, but they weren't they didn't have an opening. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
But
it's
the
not
cost
like
of
it's
living in
cheaper to
LA
buy a
is
house
not-
in LA though. It's like the same, but I feel like you get a little bit more room in LA.
Yes, it's we're definitely spread out more.
Yeah.
That's why the whole pandemic didn't hit us as hard as New York City. Like nothing was hit as hard as New York City.
Right. Because everybody lives on top of each other and
Yeah.
doesn't drive their own cars. In LA, people mostly drive their own cars.
Yeah, there's
here,
the subway
drive
and buses in LA. It's people use them, but they don't really. They're whatever. It's
Yeah.
nothing like New York City. Definitely not as organized.
Yeah, I think maybe Sharon and I should get out to LA. I haven't been that far out west at all.
Well, everything's fucking closed right now.
Yeah, but I mean, the tickets are so cheap for plane tickets now that when Western New York should be in phase 2 by June 2nd. So I was thinking like probably like July, end of June or something like that.
Take a trip to somebody that's not even in phase 1 yet. You're like,
Isn't,
let's go get. Oh, they're gonna let us out.
I thought
Let's go get
LA
locked up in a different town.
No, I thought LA is
Pretty much what you.
LA,
Fuck no, man.
you guys,
I don't know what phase we're in.
if
I
you're
haven't-
even in any.
Yeah, I think they started opening certain things up, like the beach. They opened up the fucking beach, but you can't sunbathe. You can't like put a picnic basket down. Like you can't put a towel down.
Hold on.
You can either go into. You can't ride a bike at the beach. You have to go from your car into the water, but I don't think they allow swimming.
What?
No,
Are you-
Hold
Are
on.
you making this up?
Look,
No, I'm
look,
not making this up. I am not making this up. I
I'm not
wish I
one-
was. I wish I was.
I'm not a person pushing to open early, but to me, if you open a beach, but then condense the size down, how is that safer? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
and there's no parking, like at the beach. Yeah, find
That's
parking
weird,
someplace.
man.
No, they
That's
just
some
don't
weird-
want. They don't
That's some
want you
weird-ass
going out.
restrictions, man. Like
Oh,
it's like
it's ridiculous.
It's like they want. It's like okay, you guys can go to the beach, but you can't go to the beach.
Legally, you can't touch the sand, but the water is international, has no law. You
Oh,
can go into the water. If you can skip over the beach into the ocean.
I think it gets broken down into dry sand and wet sand. Actually, you could do
That's
more
so
activities on
retarded.
wet sand than dry sand.
Why is
Yeah,
that?
man. You know
I
what's
don't-
funny?
I
is
don't
that
Dry
know.
sand doesn't
Uh,
transmit as much as wet would.
Even still,
Organisms need water. Sand is chopped up glass. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't watching. Like I get reports on like certain like LA and stuff like that, and I'm watching some of the stuff that they're saying, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, why would you have this and not this? If this is like like it's like opening like you were saying, like the beaches, but you're not allowed to go on the beach, or you're not allowed to go, like you can go to a public place, but you have to be 20 feet and only 10 people can be in there at a time, like at a public park or something stupid like that. But it's weird. And I just looked it up, Shawn. I think you guys are in phase 1. But
yeah,
yeah.
they don't really break into what bars and restaurants and when they're going to start opening.
I mean, I guess you could look up the phases for California. They're going to be different than New York, possibly.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think LA, and I'm not saying it should or shouldn't. It definitely should open up slower than, say, some other areas around in California. Like California is pretty big.
Yeah.
Like
it's enormous. And there's some places that are like just straight up. I drove from Northern California near Sacramento down to LA once because they were like, oh, you guys could just drive instead of taking a flight. And it took us like 8 hours. And there were times when I just passed grassy knolls with beekeeper bins, or, orchards of oranges and stuff. There's no people, no houses, just
farmland,
wide open. So yeah, there are some major, very populated cities, but it's also enormous with completely empty areas too.
Yeah, like I mean, San Francisco, Los Angeles. I could see that rolling out slower than
Let me tell you,
other places.
They should keep San Francisco closed from what I've seen of San Francisco. I stayed in this hotel there, and it looked okay online, right? It was across the street from the theater where they play Hamilton, and this old building used to be like the city hall. It looked beautiful online. They booked us there on the shoot. There was a homeless girl sleeping outside my hotel room in the hallway of the hotel. When we left in the morning to go to the shoot, this old guy, there are all these homeless people out, this old guy drops his pants and shows his ass to the camera and goes, you want that asshole? Just like, get in the van. Let's go. There's some rough neighborhoods of San Francisco. Nobody's asshole should be out right now.
They're never going to use that as a new pickup line.
San Francisco, you want that asshole?
You want that asshole?
And here I thought it was only rice-a-roni.
Eat it.
The new San Francisco treat.
Ding, ding.
Disgusting.
I mean, there are
Marcus,
beautiful,
you watch
expensive neighborhoods in San Francisco too, but.
Marcus, what are you watching?
I got the game on, bro.
Oh, the game?
We
What
got
game?
all-time Lakers because they're dominating against the all-time Denver Nuggets.
Don't say.
Dikembe Mutombo?
Yeah.
That should be
Carmelo?
that should be a straight up.
Yes.
That should be a straight up slaughter.
Yeah.
Was it Jokic?
Yeah.
Is he on there?
Yep.
What about Vlad Divac?
No.
No, he was a Laker, but yeah, he was not an all-time Laker.
He was on NBA Jam, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, because the Lakers didn't have anybody for like.
That was right after they were great.
Between Magic and Kobe, they were awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was right after the Celtics and Lakers, and then when Chicago just dominated it all, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Who else is on the Nuggets then? I can't think of a point guard.
Well, I forgot that Allen Iverson was on Denver for a while.
Oh, that's what, 2 seasons? All right. Yeah, that's right.
Let me say, when you're doing the all-time, do they take their all-time stats into consideration, or just when they were on that team?
Stats.
So all-time.
Yes.
Yeah, otherwise Allen Iverson probably wouldn't be on there.
Right. His stats when he was on the team would have been lower than someone else.
He wasn't on that team for that long. So his stats wouldn't be as big as someone who's been on there like 10, 12 years, But they should lose also. Have the all-time Lakers played the all-time Celtics yet?
No.
All right, that's the one team I think they'll definitely be able to beat.
Yeah, can we tune in for that? How do we watch that?
Yeah, man. Can you stream that shit?
People would watch that. People are so hungry for sports they would watch that.
That's a good question. It's on it's on my PlayStation, so
You could just put it on Zoom. Record it for YouTube.
I can. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe I can. Because Marcus, I think I can like view what you're watching.
No, I don't want to watch this game. Fuck the Nuggets.
What about maybe the all-time Knicks? Wasn't Chamberlain on the Knicks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Wasn't he?
Wasn't he?
Pretty sure he was.
I'm going with he was.
Julius Erving?
Julius Erving was 76ers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Dr. J. 76ers, how were they? They got Charles Barkley, right?
Barkley and Dr. J?
And Moses Malone?
I don't think.
Julius Erving was on the Nets.
Made a request to watch, Marcus.
You can watch him on his PS4?
Yeah.
Guys, I was thinking of when Dr. J was on the Nets.
Right. Yes.
Which was he was on New York for a few years.
Was he?
The New York Nets. I thought he played in New York in the ABA in the early 70s.
Oh, yeah, no one takes account to the ABA.
Yeah.
Where they have like orange and white basketball.
Buffalo Braves.
Buffalo Braves.
I got to watch them on Amazon Prime. That was pretty cool.
I'm going to try. I got to remember to do that. I'm going to write it
They had
down.
like baby blue colored shorts and jersey. I did not know that they played in baby blue. But I do like that the Clippers brought back the Buffalo Braves jersey. I never got to go to a game where they wore them, but
when did the Buffalo Braves end?
Apparently the owner of the Braves the owner of the Boston Celtics wanted to move a team to the West Coast, but he couldn't move Boston. So he traded the Boston Celtics for the Buffalo Braves and then moved the Buffalo Braves, and I believe to San Diego first, and then that's where they changed it to the San Diego Clippers because of the naval base down there. And then they moved up to Los Angeles, made been the Los Angeles Clippers.
Mm.
Wow, very good, Shawn.
Yeah,
I learned something today. Something real.
That was good.
Marcus, did you accept my viewing?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Why don't you just can't you just live stream stuff and then
Yeah,
we
you
can
can
find
just
your
show
game
us.
day?
Oh, no.
Are you on Twitch?
Doesn't matter.
I do have a Twitch account, I believe.
Yeah.
You should be like Poopy Pie.
What?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's much better than Poopy Pie.
PewDiePie?
It's PewDiePie.
I feel about Twitch the way they do on South Park, where the little toddler is like obsessed with PewDiePie and watching him play video games.
I'm watching it.
And the older brother and the other kids like Cartman are just like, I don't get it. Watch some guy play video games.
And it's 68-39.
Yeah, that's a killing in basketball.
Well,
I might as well put in the second best all-time Lakers. Throw in Vlad Divac for a shift.
That probably would. I think he might be able to land on the second
line. Oh, Chad, that's a nice popcorn ceiling you got there.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah, man. It'd be better if you could watch.
We mostly see your
which game is that? Is that 2K20?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I suck at that game.
So, we were talking about DC comics movies. Did you guys like did you see it, first of all? Oh, geez, I forgot the name of it. The sequel to Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I watched it.
It was a lot of
That's
fun.
my favorite
liked it.
non-Batman DC movie. I really liked it.
Really? Non-Batman DC movie. Interesting.
Like,
Is Swamp Thing DC?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Who directed that one?
It
I know it's someone.
Was it Carpenter?
No, I don't think it was Carpenter.
Are you talking about the series or the
Wes
movie?
Craven?
Well, I'm thinking maybe Wes Craven.
Or are you talking
Director
about the
Wes Craven.
Wasn't
Oh, no,
that
that was the TV series.
Wasn't that the
I was talking about
thing from like the 80s or 90s with like Heather
80s.
Locklear?
I think it was 80s.
It was 80s.
Is that the
Yeah,
movie
the
with
movie was
Heather
directed by
Locklear?
Wes Craven.
Yeah, all right. Then it was someone good like that.
You know what? I gotta see if that's on a streaming service. I haven't seen that I think I saw it on video at your house when we were real little, Shawn, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but it's cool.
I would, yeah, it's a good thing.
I remember the Saturday morning cartoon Toxic Crusaders better than I. Oh no, wait, but that's not Swamp Thing. There was a Saturday morning cartoon Swamp Thing too. I don't know why I said Toxic Crusaders. Different movie.
Yeah, very, very different movies.
Yeah, I don't know
Very
how.
different franchises.
What do you think our parents were thinking when they showed us the Toxic Avenger movie? They're just like, we got this off the shelf at Blockbuster. It says it's a comedy. Were they like?
I think it might have been one of those movies where they just rented it for us and then didn't watch it with us.
Maybe, because I definitely saw it in your.
I do remember watching it.
I saw.
Or was it just on or was it just on USA or?
I want to say it was on TV.
Yeah.
And when I watched it, it was a videotape, and it was like one of the big deals. When it was like a nighttime, we'd turn off the lights in your basement and sit down to watch a movie. It wasn't just on. Like I remember.
But I always thought the Toxic Avenger was like a series.
There's the movie, and then there's a cartoon, The Toxic Crusaders, which was based on the movie.
I do remember watching the cartoon, but I do also remember watching the live action. I thought it was a series, but
no, there's just a lot of movies, and I think they used to play it on USA late night.
Man, they must have
I'm not positive.
Way down.
What was that?
They must have cut out a lot. You know?
What's that?
Of a trauma movie on USA, there must have been
all
the nudity, all the swearing, all the ejaculation.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's USA. They cut out a whole bunch load of shit.
My favorite was I had seen Bikini Carwash. I was in Canada with family friends, and there was an older kid. He was 18, and we went to the video store, and he rented Bikini Carwash. So we went back and we watched it just like the teenage boys. And so it's all just, oh, my bikini fell off. I'll wash your car with my boobs, right? It's just to see, the whole plot is just to see boobs, basically, right? And
I love those movies.
Like a year later, it was on USA or TBS, and it was half-hour long with commercials. I'm not lying. I was like, this is on TV, watching it on the 13-inch in my bedroom, and it's just like, oh, we came into this car wash, but we're going broke. Commercial. And then they come back like, well, we'll have a car wash. Start washing. Commercial. That was a successful car wash. Why'd we get so many tips? I have an idea. Commercial.
It's probably
where the car wash.
It's probably where a lot of people started doing car washes all the time, because that seems to be a trope in any type of movie. It's how do we get money? What about a car wash? I can't fucking remember a time in my life where anyone I knew, they were like, yeah, we started up a car wash to bring in money. I don't know if that's ever happened.
Young cheerleaders would do it at a local gas station.
Did they?
Before I was old enough to drive. It
would be for school stuff for fundraising and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do remember them doing that, but I don't. Not friends personally going out and saying "Hey, I need $50. Let's do car wash."
How many creepy people drove up expecting the movie Bikini Car Wash, and then we're just like, they're gonna wear shirts?
Well, seeing as how I think there was usually kids doing it and not.
Hey, I said creepy people.
You could just say
you never know. You never
Not
know.
me. I was a kid at the time. I couldn't be.
Be that dirty old man and be like, yeah.
Yeah. They probably don't do that anymore, right? That seems like that's yesteryear, right?
Ray Lewis, Paul George.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Pacers isn't White Miller's not on there?
No. What do you mean Reggie Miller's not on the Pacers?
Who's on the all-time Pacers if not Reggie Miller?
For whatever reason,
David Letterman? Who's on the team?
For whatever reason, a few select NBA players chose not to have their likenesses in the game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Do you think Reggie Miller held out for more money, and they're like, "Fuck, nobody wants to be the Pacers anyway"?
That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
unless he's
how can, because Marcus is playing, it's Indiana Pacers versus LA, and I'm like, how is Reggie Miller not on here? Like I was like,
he is the Indiana Pacers.
he is. Yeah, he is the Pacers. I was like,
He is the
I'm like,
Pacer.
why is he not on here? But yeah, that's probably what the answer is. Because I remember Marcus, when you were buying these stupid games in the past, and you would call us up to get our stats. So
That's right.
Remind me, how tall are you again?
Are you left or right?
And your weight. How much do you weigh? What's your favorite color? What are you calling me about?
When I see the game and you're playing, and I'm like,
information?
I'd be like, oh, I want to play Jordan. He's like, oh, well, Jordan's not in the game. But this guy, I made Jordan. Here's his stats. So Marcus had to make Jordan every time, but
even Tecmo Super Bowl, like it's not Jim Kelly, it's QB Bills.
Right.
Bo Jackson was the fastest in that game.
No, he just couldn't be tackled.
Yeah,
well, whatever it is.
It was like everything. He was just like a beast.
A glitch.
They did it on purpose.
I remember talking to Marcus as a kid and being like, "So how's my player doing? How am I doing in this basketball game?" Well, you're actually the only one that starts as of now, but Chaz's character has been doing really good off the bench, so I'm keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, so you got Paul George, but Marcus, like, so who is Reggie in this?
He's not in it.
He's not in it. I thought
Who's Reggie Mueller?
They would create a character that would mimic him.
Who's this Reggie Mueller guy? He's really, really broad and short and has lots of hair. Who's Reggie Mueller?
Oh, like they can't do anything like that. I mean, they might be able to just
I said, right? Change his appearance completely and call him Reggie Mueller.
They should have just grabbed his sister's info and put her in his place.
Did she play?
Yeah, she was a better basketball player than he was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
As Spike Lee. You're a Spike Lee fan. How do you not know this?
Did he say that, or is it real? Was he joking?
No, like Spike Lee's insults, there's like always truth to them. When he says something, it's not like he's just saying there's just no, like I think there was Reggie Miller was talking about a time where he talked about he scored like 40 points in a game in like high school, like grammar school, or whatever. Down the car ride home, everyone was still pretty quiet, and he was like, "That's really good, right? Like, how much did you score, Cheryl?" And she was like, 80. No joke.
Yeah, but Reggie Miller is one of the greatest NBA players of all time. I'm not sure that his sister into adulthood was better than him. She might have just been like got taller earlier and played against people like kids that weren't very good. She's not like the greatest WNBA player ever, right?
I don't know if she was older. Like I think she couldn't. She was too old. I don't know if she ever played. If there was, I think she would have been.
I mean, if she could beat Reggie Miller as an adult, sure. She's just stuffing it at like Thanksgiving dinner. He's like trying to throw out his trash. She just smacks it away. She's like, "Pick that up, bitch."
When did the WNBA start?
When's it gonna end? How did it outlast 2 XFLs?
What?
Oh, is the new XFL already done? I didn't think
they went bankrupt.
They did.
Well, don't laugh. They had like a lot. It was a lot of fun to watch.
No, I know.
But after the first one went under and lost all that money, like I was just like, you guys know you're going to lose the money again. Like, is there a tax write-off here?
I thought they had ground because I heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot better than the first time round. They had a lot of rules that people were talking about, like the NFL implicating into their system.
Oh, yeah.
I know at least one player has already been signed to another team, like an NFL team. He was the quarterback of Houston. Then some NFL team picked him up. So, like, I mean, it's really like people who are trying to get a shot in the NFL. Like, the only minor leagues once college is over.
Farm league.
That's true.
Farm league.
Yeah.
For the NFL.
And people love football. I don't know. When I see a business that went under and lost a lot of money, I'm always just like, How are you going to do it differently to make money this time?
Oh, they definitely did it differently. I think it was COVID that ended it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It probably was just because there's no like, you know, people aren't practicing playing, and then
Well,
there's
the
no
money,
advert. Yeah, there's no ad
Well, sure.
cost.
When
You're
do the
not-
games start? When's their season? February?
right? Like
Yeah.
the week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah, it was-
February to like August?
Yeah, isn't it like
Yeah.
4 weeks or something like that?
It's only 4 weeks?
No,
4 or
no,
5 weeks.
No, it only lasted like 4 or 5 weeks because of the COVID-19.
Okay.
But
But
it goes on for maybe 8 or 10, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is shorter, but it's not 4 fucking weeks, Chaz.
that's not enough time to build any momentum. It's just like 4 weeks, damn.
What's the
a
point
month.
of a sport? Well, I watched the whole month of it, other than the Olympics, I guess. The Olympics.
But the Olympics are a tradition, and it's like 24 hours. Like there's so much going on at the Olympics that like they can't even broadcast it all on TV, even if you used multiple channels, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's canceled anyways. So
Is it?
yeah.
Has it definitely been? I heard that they're talking about pushing it back, but probably just not doing it.
Maybe postponed, but last I heard, it
Yeah.
definitely is not.
yeah. I
going
think it's postponed.
What country was it?
I think it's
Tokyo?
China.
Uh,
I
Tokyo,
think
right?
China.
Tokyo.
No,
Yeah,
no. China
Was
already had it.
It's Tokyo, I think.
Tokyo
I
then.
think it's like Japan or something like it's Japan. I think.
All right.
I think Japan has it.
And that would have been awesome. Japan's like, okay, so the Summer Olympics have been postponed to 2021.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo.
All right, I can live with that.
Tokyo Drift.
I want more water polo though. I would love to see like a water polo league. I'm so hard up for fucking sports, man. So hard up for them.
Dude, you need to watch. You need to watch this game, man.
I can't. I don't have a PS4. I don't have a PS4.
Marcus, put this shit up on Twitch. Have Shawn.
Yeah,
check in,
man.
Yeah,
You could probably
that-
make money showing sports these days. Be famous.
Marcus
I tried to
probably
watch
gets-
our
You-
friend.
You should do it being the fucking like announcer.
You'd start
Yeah,
singing randomly.
Marcus, you could do that. You'd probably get sued by the NBA, but you could do it.
I mean, how are other people doing Twitch? They're not getting sued.
No, meaning that just like kind of like I don't know, like
You have to have commentary legally. That's what it is. You're giving. It's basically a documentary about.
Yeah,
someone
you're
playing
doing
the
your own
game.
review.
If you have
yeah,
commentary, if you just put
Right.
the game on, yeah, you'd probably have a problem. But
you could probably have a problem. Yeah,
it's the commentary that makes it legal. It makes it a documentary about video games.
yeah,
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
So it's legal to Twitch.
yeah. There's
Look, if they don't want you playing their game, then like I don't think you'd be allowed to play it.
No, they're not,
that's
they can't
what's
stop
playing.
you
It's
from playing
showing.
the
It's
game.
basically
They
showing.
can stop you
games.
from making
can-
money
How?
showing the game.
Nah, if it's a legal game that you can play on Twitch, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they have a.
Do they have restrictions on Twitch of what games you can play?
It's not so much. It's not so much Twitch. It's more of the NBA. I was thinking. Like the
No, I'm
fine
not worried about
points.
Twitch. Of course, Twitch is just a service that
Yeah.
makes this. It's like Zoom. They just want you to use their service. No, but
Yeah.
people show video games without getting the company's permission to broadcast the video game because they're adding commentary.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of like just doing like a review.
Right. You could do like a movie review. Like you show a clip on YouTube and you point out, hey, look, here's the Easter egg from Watchmen.
Marcus, you should do it.
You need
Get
the
that money.
commentary then.
Get that money.
Irish curse movie reviews.
Short, simple, to the point.
That was a lot of fun. That's when movies weren't like $20 a pop.
Well, you could you'd have to go to the theater for them. You can just
This
watch
game's
them.
trash, Marcus.
Yeah, I know I could. Well, no, I mean at the time it was new movie reviews.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, that's ideal. I just mean in this situation. So I
what's
have a new
everyone-
show.
What's
that?
everyone doing this weekend? For
Is that a fucking
Memorial
joke?
Day?
I don't know.
Sitting in
Memorial
my
Day.
house.
Same thing I'm fucking doing right now. Why you want to do
Yeah,
something?
not a goddamn thing.
Not a goddamn thing?
I'll buy like some beer and stuff, and like we can Zoom. I'll see if I can
Yeah,
get the
you guys
Zoom on
want to
my.
Zoom?
Does Zoom go
Memorial-
on
Should we do
Xbox?
a drinking
Day,
games podcast?
Well, that was something I was actually thinking of because we were talking to the Romas, and we were saying I was saying like, why don't we do like a Memorial Day, cookout? I don't know, virtual cookout or something like that.
Dude, that
I mean,
sounds
I've got
fucking
food
awesome.
I could eat food.
And I think I could have up to 100 people.
Yeah.
But let's keep it lower.
I love me
Yeah.
some Chris Roma. I don't know if
Now-
I'll stay on all day.
Yeah, we actually drove to their house, and
Just threw shit at it.
no, they were outside doing some yard work, and we stopped by and just chatted for a little bit, maintaining social distancing. But we chatted for a little bit. It was a very nice fucking day. So I mean, it was like probably mid-70s. But so Sharon and I have been after I get off of work, we would hop into my Jeep and then we would just drive around just to get out of the house. And I had my Jeep where I have all the doors off and I took the top off and everything. So
Jeez, we're gonna talk about your Jeep again?
Topless.
I fucking love it.
Just kidding. I
Going
actually don't
topless.
mind. I'm just joking because, I figured if Shawn wasn't gonna make the joke, I would. It was Shawn's joke, really. I was trying to flip from him.
I completely fucking.
Sean,
forgot
come
all
back
about
home
that.
so we can play volleyball again.
You can play without me,
Speaking of volleyball, I got my J5 shirt on.
No,
All
Ah.
right, J5.
Look at that.
J5.
We must have talked about going to Denny's with you after, not Denny's, Alton's with you after this, right, Marcus? Like that must have already been on this podcast, right?
Probably.
No.
And it was amazing.
You mean?
Wait, was it Denny's? And
No,
we
it was Alton.
were the victor.
It was Alton's, right? So our friend J5, there's a benefit with a volleyball tournament, and somebody won like a medal, like a gold medal, but it had like cartoon volleyballs on the ribbon. It looks like a kid's prize. It was a really cool thing to do at a benefit to raise funds for our friend with aplastic anemia. I was just like, am I saying it right?
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He had
aplastic anemia. So anyway, they did this fundraiser at a bar where they had volleyball, and there was a tournament. And the trophies, you buy trophies. Most of the time you buy trophies at a trophy shop. They're for like kids stuff, right? But
yes.
so anyway, it looked like a kids tournament thing. And Marcus has socks pulled. He's all covered.
So
in
he won.
sand.
He was on the winning team.
Yeah. So he won the tournament. We go out to dinner. Me, Brett's wife, Beth, Marcus, maybe your girlfriend. I don't know who else was there, but definitely those people were there. And we're all dressed like, I'm wearing this t-shirt. We're wearing pants and shoes and like decent shirts. Marcus is in like a wife beater with sand marks on it. He's got his socks pulled up to his knees and his basketball shorts on.
But now, was his basketball shorts like was his tank top tucked into his basketball shorts?
Yes.
While
Yes,
they
he
were
had,
like
like, a
pulled
gut.
up to like here.
Yeah. He's like, and he's got like big flashy sneakers on. And we go in at Alton's, and I forgot the woman asked something like, "Oh, did you play volleyball or something?" Because he's wearing the medal. It looks like a kid's medal. And Mark's is like, "Yes, and I was the victor." Like we leave the restaurant, and Brett's like, "Oh my God, Marcus, I don't want to say it in there, but you seemed like you were special. I think that woman."
Yeah. Metal.
And like looking at him in the parking lot, lined up with everybody else, and I was just like, "Yeah, there's no way she doesn't think you're special." Oh no, you know what it was? No, even better. Somebody's like, "Oh yeah, there was a benefit, where people were playing."
You see that, Jazz?
Like, "Oh, a benefit," and he's like, "And I was the victor."
We got like two conversations going on here.
Wait, what's Chaz doing?
He's watching the fucking basketball game.
Dude,
You see that shit, Jazz?
dude, it's 33-15.
Who is it? The Pacers?
Yeah, the Pacers got 15.
Are you randomizing the teams, Marcus?
No. So
Are you going in alphabetical order?
The Pacers are so bad without Reggie Miller, they
It's
decided to
because
bring
Miller's
another
not
team.
on here.
Oh, you are doing it in alphabetical order?
Yes.
So did they already play the Boston Celtics?
So basically, what I did is that these teams are all in alphabetical order according to their nickname. So basically, what I did was
C for Celtics.
No. I started with the 76ers because
Numbers
it's
go
a
first.
number versus
Oh,
Oh, the
versus
the
fuck.
logo. You went with the logo name.
No. Who would be the next team after the 76ers in alphabetical order?
well, if it's by the city, it'd be
Is
Atlanta,
it by city or team
right?
name?
No, it's by the team name.
So Celtics are up there.
This is a fun game. Let's figure this out. I mean, it
Right.
might be the
I mean, what-
Cavs. Is it the Cavaliers?
No, that's C. So I'm
Yeah, but
Well,
I don't think
Bobcats. There's
an A.
Bobcats. Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah, Bobcats. There's no A, I don't think.
No, I don't. I can't think of an A. Yeah, Bobcats, right?
I
Did we
don't
win the prize?
I don't remember Bobcats being that early. Bobcats came later, right? Or,
Shouldn't have.
Is there
If you
more
did-
number teams?
What alphabet are you using?
Yeah, like what team begins with an A?
All Stars.
Oh yeah, did it start with the All Stars?
no. So
Yeah,
So-
right. Bobcats. Who the fuck?
so
Who the fuck else is
anyway,
there?
so basically,
How do you
in
not
the-
know? How do you not know what we're talking about?
because I actually forgot myself, and like I would try to think ahead to figure out what teams were like coming up, and it's like I even have trouble thinking about it. So
Oh,
So
so you're
basically-
alphabetizing it.
no, it's automatically alphabetized in the game. So basically, it's the all-time 76ers versus the all-time whatever team comes after 76ers. So basically, whoever won that game would play the next team in alphabetical order, and then whoever wins the game just keeps playing the
The
next
next
team.
team in alphabetical order.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so the
So you're
Celtics
still
already
with the
played.
76ers, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
What?
Yeah. So that's basically. how I'm
Me
doing it.
and Nick asked you a question at like the same time, and you said correct to both.
So what we're saying is
So the
you're still on
the Celtics already lost.
The Celtics were actually on a winning streak. I believe they lost to who did they lose to? Because some team was doing really good. It was would it have been the Bucks? The Milwaukee Bucks?
Maybe the Bulls.
No.
No?
It was
How did we
because
forget about the
fucking-
Bulls and the Bucks?
because
It's
fucking
B.
Milwaukee was on a winning streak until Abdul-Jabbar got injured, and then you see, man, I don't keep track of this shit like on paper or anything. I just do it for my own visual
Yeah, it's
my own
fine because it's
visual,
not like it's real.
enjoyment.
Uh,
But
to
no,
answer-
the Celtics were on the winning streak for a while, and I'm trying to think who beat them. I want to say the Jazz, but I'm not. I don't remember.
so to answer Sean's previous question, the Celtics have already played.
Yes.
And they lost.
Yeah, dude, the Pacers are getting slaughtered.
Well,
The,
they don't have Reggie Miller. Who do they have? Who's that white guy's name?
Cheryl Miller.
Rick
All right.
Smith.
Yeah, they have Rick Smits, right?
Yeah. They got
It's
Rick,
not going to be a good game.
Rick Smith, Paul George, Roy Hibbert, I believe. No, wait.
Oh.
I think
O'Neal's on here.
Jermaine O'Neal, and I don't know who the point guard is. His
What's
last name
his
is Lewis.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
it's an older player.
Yeah, his team's trash. They're just
Was
there's
Ron
like
Artest
no,
on it?
There's like no defense whatsoever.
I don't know if our test is covered. Our test might be on the bench.
People are so hungry for sports. I have a new show coming out on Tuesday. It was supposed to be last Tuesday, but it got bumped for a Michael Jordan interview. People are so hungry for sports. They're like, a retired player's going to talk. Everything else goes on hold.
Oh, it might be.
I will say it's not just any retired player.
Oh no, he's the best.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of proud of getting bumped by Michael Jordan.
But
If they bumped us for,
was it a news interview?
Kevin
Because
McHale, I'd be like, come
be-
on.
Might be off the heels of of his documentary.
Yeah, was it an actual, or was it the documentary?
No, they extended it. So there was the documentary series. Then they extended it and had like a special extra episode with interview with Jordan and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Does anyone else see Marcus just flickering in and out in the fucking backfield?
He's on his way to get his Kevin McHale book. Did you take your
I'm
clothes
like
off?
Brian Arquette laying down to your garbage.
Marcus is like floating out in space.
Keep your waist below the camera. That's fine.
Well, it looks like he's finally coming back down to earth. That joke didn't last. Sorry.
I'm like Brian Arquette laying down to your garbage.
I told you, motherfuckers.
I told you, motherfuckers.
What is that? What is that sound?
Steve
Did you
Wallace.
turn on a light? Did you turn on your light?
Yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah,
you got
yeah,
like this.
You look like you're burning up in the sun right now.
Yeah, I'm staring right now.
He's getting that vitamin D.
In space, you're becoming one with the sun. You're not evaporating.
Burning up.
Yeah, it was one of the best anticipated basketball finals in probably the past 20 years. Detroit versus Pacers. It was after that huge brawl they had in the one game in Detroit, right, where the Indiana Pacers went into the stands and they got to a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't script this. Actually, you could. This is how you would script it if it was a written script.
Yeah, RoboCop.
Like, the Lakers were just blowing through everyone in the Western Conference Finals, and they were going to face either the Pacers or the Pistons for the for the finals. But this is the Pacers versus Pistons on the just a couple months removed from the brawl. So people they hated each other. There was a lot of animosity. I'm not going to miss a game of this. What if they brawl they actually brawl? Rasheed Wallace had said that they were the Pistons were gonna win, and when they did, the audio, because I was watching it with Marcus at his place, the audio caught him say, "I told you, motherfuckers." It was great. It was fucking great. And then they went on to beat the Lakers in the finals.
That's why there's a 5-second delay on live TV, but sometimes they're not quick with the button.
Isn't it 7 seconds now?
Maybe.
Yeah.
When I was in radio, we called it the 5-second delay.
I think it may have been 5 seconds, and then the nip slip happened, and then they moved it to 7 seconds.
We weren't fast enough. We need more time.
I know what they're doing. They're like, "Is that a nipple?" And by the time they realized what was really going on, the 5 seconds happened. They weren't thinking visually. They were thinking.
When that happened, I wrote a script in college for our campus comedy show, and we never shot it. But essentially, it starts back of some guy's curly hair. He's in it. He's tied down in a chair, and you see he's got a bandana around his head. He's tied up, and people throw water on him, kind of like Reservoir Dogs. They take the bandana down. Anyway, they're torturing Justin Timberlake because it had been orchestrated for years since this guy saw Janet Jackson's album cover with the hands over her nipples. He rose to the top of the entertainment industry to orchestrate this big event in which the world would finally get to see Janet Jackson's nipples, and Justin Timberlake screwed it up, so he's pissed at him. It's funnier when you're hearing the dialogue, but that was the concept.
I'll take your word for that.
I mean, it wasn't a masterpiece.
Marcus, why you shouldn't even bother watching this game?
Jesus, Chaz. We all know it
He's
sucks.
not.
The fact we went from one person to two of the four people watching a fucking simulated basketball game.
So,
well, yeah, the Swamp Thing TV show,
which we should have transitioned to earlier, but we're on a roll. Shaz was like, "Hey, wasn't there a Swamp Thing TV show?" And we're like, "No, there wasn't. Let's talk about other stuff." But they do finally have a TV show.
And it's going to be on CW.
The
For
DC
Swamp
app,
Thing?
DC's making a play for TV now, and it might also have to do with because everyone's hungry for content. HBO is now owned by Time Warner. That was bought like a year ago, and they've got this new HBO Max service. HBO Max is bringing Doom Patrol, which is a DC comic,
Yep.
and they're also doing the Snyder cut of Watchmen. They did the Watchmen TV show, and now it was on Swamp Thing was on just the DC Comics app for streaming, whatever, and now it's going to CW. So I'm going to start watching it.
The Swamp Thing TV show.
Yeah.
That was on the DC app. That was canceled though.
Oh, they
canceled
totally
off
closed
the
the app? Oh.
Yeah, it was like a really short run because I was excited. I was actually thinking about getting because I was excited to watch the show, and like it was literally like a week later they said show's been canceled, and I was like, what? It's like maybe
It's
6
about
episodes. I think.
You're talking about Swamp Thing?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
6
DC had a
episodes,
TV
maybe.
show app. It was like cartoons of Justice League and
DC,
Harley Quinn had a good cartoon, I heard.
Yeah, it's on its second season.
Yeah, I don't think right now I have so many services. I've got Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO, and I just signed up for the 30 days of Shudder, and I've been watching horror movies every night. And I just can't do another service. It's just there's so much content. I like DC Comics, but I also have Disney Plus, and Disney Plus they just have so much more than DC Comics does, right? It's not just Marvel movies and cartoons. They've got every Disney thing for 80 years.
It's like it's
90
all
years, 90 years
content.
of Disney.
But there's speculation that the DC comic app, like all that content might just go to like, HBO Max or something like that, like Time Warner's streaming service. So
right,
because
now
it
there's
wasn't
HBO Max coming, and then
but
Time Warner I think also has one
so
too.
it might have saved it. So who knows? But
well, it's just kind of weird to me to spread them all out, right? Like HBO's got enough content, but like they were going to have a Time Warner app, a DC app, and an HBO app. Who's signing up for all three?
Right. I would love. I wanted to sign up for DC, but I decided not to because, like you were saying, it's just too much. And
I've drawn the line.
I would probably.
What's the point? I mean, outside of the CW TV shows, I think their content.
Yeah,
the movies suck.
They wouldn't even have all the movies.
I, for one, love their cartoon movies. Like their cartoon movies, are phenomenal.
Good. They're really
good. But for I rent the movies on like Amazon Prime or something like that for like $2, and but the TV shows I'm not totally interested in. Like just to pay $6 a month for one show, it's not enough for me to do it.
I hear you. If they put it all on a DVD, I'd buy it and own it for the rest of my life. I'd be like, yeah, I'll buy it.
Even that, man, I haven't.
There's something about the monthly thing that I'm just like, no, I don't want to.
Since I got rid of cable like years ago,
you miss like Boomerang?
I do miss Boomerang. I do miss Adult Swim. Just like staying up till like 11 o'clock or longer just to see some random ass show, some really weird ass shit that they're playing.
Super weird.
Like it's.
How do you watch Rick and Morty? Chaz, you watch Rick and Morty.
I love Rick and Morty, but they're on Hulu, but so I'm waiting for the season ends so I can watch it on Hulu. But
I have Adult Swim on Hulu. I have you have the small Hulu package.
No, I have. I'm actually paying for Hulu, but the problem is that for Rick and Morty, they won't air the episodes until they all air.
No, but you don't have. I have like the $50 package where it has like all the cable channels.
Oh no, yeah, no, I don't have that.
Yeah, so I get Rick and Morty as soon as it airs.
Oh yeah, no, I don't get that.
Jesus, $50 package.
Yeah, but I don't have. It's all my channels.
Yeah, Hulu's big. I mean,
and also without commercials, although there's still commercials sometimes.
Yeah,
but it's like ABC, CBS, Fox. Cartoon Network, comedy, whatever. I don't know. It's got like 50 channels.
Yeah.
Hey, Chaz, I have a question for you. We were talking before we started and before you came on.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
Why you gotta ask me that?
No, we were all talking about it. It wasn't just you.
Yeah, we were talking about how Nick posted something in our group about Mimsy, and I'm like, isn't that from the Golden Child? And Marcus reiterated, no, it was. What's the name of him, Marcus?
Sweet Brother Noomsy.
And then we started on a conversation of our favorite Eddie Murphy movies.
He's got new movies coming out that are sequels from like the 80s and 90s. Coming to America 2 and Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah.
Ooh, Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, wow. Beverly Hills Cop 4?
Yeah.
That's gonna probably be terrible.
It's gonna be awesome.
Um,
It's like when Rambo came back. Anyone else? All right. First off, one question at a time.
yeah.
Yeah. Favorite, let's go around. Favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
The Golden Child, maybe?
Oh, really?
Or Coming to America. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. It would either be The Golden Child or Beverly Hills Cop.
Or what?
Oh.
Beverly Hills Cop? Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, here I thought it was gonna be a Boomerang or Bowfinger for you.
No.
Those seem like they're
actually,
up
you
your
know what? I'm sorry, man. Oh, man. Damn, son. I can't.
Cajun.
Okay. Gun to my head, Beverly Hills Cop.
I really like the Beverly Hills Cop movies.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite.
I go Harlem Nights. I think the first time I ever saw it was at Marcus's house.
Harlem Nights?
Remember when we used to do movie nights at your place?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I've never seen 48 Hours, but I've seen another 48 Hours. I got to see 48 Hours, but it's on Stars, and I want to pay for Stars.
I mean, you know, it's not that big of a loss.
That was like his first movie, 48 Hours.
Nah.
Is that with Gary
Yeah,
Busey?
no,
Nick
absolutely.
Nolte, the other
Nolte.
white guy.
48 Hours was his first movie. Was
it?
Yeah, before Trading Places. It got him, like, these other movies. Like, well, Trading Places he probably got from Saturday Night Live, but it was the year after.
Nice.
And before Beverly Hills Cop. I also like The Distinguished Gentleman. I told you guys, like, however long ago that like taught me about Congress. I was like, these scumbags.
I don't think I've
Thank
seen
you,
it.
Eddie Murphy, for teaching me.
Pretty sure I didn't see it.
What?
Yeah.
Marcus,
Oh,
yours.
man.
What's your favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen The Distinguished Gentleman either, but
Really?
it's
great.
Yeah, my favorite is The Golden Child. I can watch that shit over and over and over again.
I can't argue with that. Yeah, it's like between, like, it's for me, it's like between Boomerang, Beverly Hills Cop, and The Golden Child.
And Bowfinger.
You know? No. Christ.
I don't think I've ever seen Bowfinger all the way through. I've seen pieces on TV, but I've never watched it beginning to end.
It's funny.
It's funny.
I mean, it's him and Steve Martin. Like,
Yeah, it's funny.
you're the odds are it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's just like, yeah, it's, you know, his earlier work is better.
Bowfinger, is that the one where he marries like the fat version of himself?
Isn't that the Clumps or something?
No, that's Nutty Professor.
Yeah, but it's just, he's playing like the old lady who's fat.
No,
Who's himself.
No, what's the one?
yeah,
what's
I
the
think
one,
that's it.
What's the one where it's where it's him? Norbit, yeah. Norbit.
Norbit.
Like, what the,
Oh, right,
what
he's
the
like a
hell are they
nerdy-
thinking with some of these movies.
Yo, they were
Like,
they were
we'll give you a
looking
shitload of money to wear a fat suit.
they were looking for like the next Nutty Professor, the next Flubber. You know,
The
like
next Big Mama's House, the next Larry Johnson Grandmama.
no,
What's with
like
the movies?
they were just like like Eddie Murphy was like on the cusp of being like a gigantic star, and like anything his name was on, you know, was going to be.
Well, he was already
funny.
a gigantic star before Norbit.
Oh, right. But you know, they were just hoping for that, like almost like kid money.
Hey, why don't white comedians ever dress and drag as fat old ladies in movies? Why is it always black
You mean
comedians?
like Robin Williams? in
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
You're right. Okay, I stand corrected. But it
Or
happens
some
way
like
less.
some like it hot.
Some
What the hell are you talking about?
they weren't
Yeah.
old ladies. They were supposed to be young and hot, and all the men were falling for them.
Dressed in who?
it was
What? Something like
Well,
that.
they're still dressed up as women, and they were older gentlemen, so I assumed they were older
No,
ladies.
they were young when they made the movie. They just looked old because black and white. And you
Was it
remember them as grumpy old men.
Yeah, well, that's
Like
how
that's
I
the
think.
grumpy old men in drag.
I know.
Oh, Jack Lemmon, he's a sexy chick next to Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, it has one of the best lines ever. I'm a man. No one's perfect.
I thought Elizabeth Taylor was in Some Like It Hot.
Is she? Marilyn
might
Monroe
have been.
definitely is.
That's one of the funniest movies of all time.
I think
These
it's
two guys running from the mob, dress up like women, and the mobsters don't recognize them, and they try hooking up with them.
yeah,
the one
it's
tries
definitely
marrying him.
Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, and Jack Lemmon. I'm gonna look to see if Elizabeth Taylor's in it, but I don't think she is. She's not one of the top 12 listed, so I think you're off on that one.
So yeah, Nick,
Yeah, they just looked like old ladies because
they did. They looked like old ladies. It looks like old lady people. Like
they were like 25. They were supposed to be hot.
You should have looked at
And
Hattie.
some like it hot. They were competing with men with Marilyn Monroe.
That's a good.
Can you imagine?
That's a good song by the Power Station.
what? They were competing with Marilyn Monroe.
No, Some Like It Hot.